Resume the recording. Okay, well that sucks. Well, thank you for the people that showed up because they can miss this part. Okay. So starting off pretty much here, we're gonna start going to the downtrend. So what I'm saying is this is a downtrend that's being tested multiple times by wick body and is respected as in being tested and then make lower lows. So now the based on the potential that's happening now, our best bet is going to potentially bounce this 320 and have a bounce to 335 or so into this resistance. But if this resistance breaks into a higher high or just breaks the resistance, then there's going to be a chance that the weekly is going to push up again because it's not being respected by the downtrend anymore. So based on this daily and how momentum is looking, daily should be respecting as well this resistance that is being downtrend created. So overall, based on the action, we should have a bounce back into 335 in the next month at or 2 weeks or so, because there is a lot of action in this ticker. Because just in when was this started? The 4 hours, heat run starting on the 14th. So it's been 2 weeks. So 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. So in the next 2 weeks, you got to bounce back into 335 and hold again the same level to rerun the 360 and hold this level. So overall, my base of opinion here with this market condition is just that like I said, there's a lot of drama behind it, and we're living it pretty much. COVID-19 is new to us, and there's a lot of things surrounding the market and overall how investors are seeing it. They're being careful with it, because I'm not going to lie. When I first started hearing rumors about people pulling their money, was big investors, Wells Fargo, Walmart. You got this huge people, like with money and stuff, pulling out these millions of dollars out of their wallet, as you say, or investors companies or whatever. And then people were realizing that, like, what's happening? Why are they pulling their money? And we weren't even sure what was happening. We started hearing, I actually started hearing about the COVID coming into place in the end of December, right about after Christmas. That's whenever I started hearing about COVID and then how serious it was heading, and and the real people, everyone in reality, they started hearing about COVID past June. With it was I mean not August. I'm sorry, January. Yeah, like the first month of the year. That's whenever Zoom. Also, well, let me do. Okay, sorry guys for a minute here. We're trying to show these guys to my screen on Discord. Oh, okay. I thought I had the app. Okay, we're just gonna keep going. So, pretty much I started hearing about the COVID in December, and people started hearing about COVID in January, like at the mid-January, but I was already, expecting a huge market drop. So as you can see here, this was, where was the major drop? I'm going back. Okay, it was here. Major drops start happening on on the second month of the year 2020, but we really started seeing actually after that.
Kenny, your turn. Kenny, your
Give me
turn.
1 second. Yeah, I'm trying to see.
What? Time is back.
Yeah, but it's 8 o'clock right now.
But I'm gonna have to keep going because I don't want to take too much time to the people that are already here. So
I'm in my dad's
what I'm
room.
saying is the market started having action and stuff. So what's happening now is you can see here
On your
we're
phone.
having resets. Resets is the daily
It's after 8 o'clock right now.
oversold
Eastern Time.
area is happening now. So
Real time
pretty
is
much the
after 8 o'clock.
oversold area here, we had one whenever it dropped to 34. We had another one, and this one kind of recovered too quick, but it was a reset of price action movement as well. So we're gonna say this was the second one, 282, and a third one area. You see this area, and this area still dropped. It still pushed our high. So we had a third one here, and then the 311, and as you can see, we're having another one here in the 314, 320 area, and it's following by another one in the same area. So we are gonna have a bounce based on market. And then what I'm saying is, and why I'm explaining this, because if market is bullish, it benefits us bulls because overall, market's bullish, tickers run bullish, tickers runs multi days, and so on and so on. So overall, when it comes to benefiting over the market, I like watching SPI because the SPI helps me how cautious I have to be, or what kind of tickers I have to be attacking, or if I should be swinging or not, or if it's healthy to swing, and specifically, all the reasons why. And overall, if a ticker, even if a ticker pull back and you're like panicking, why did you just pull back? No, you're echoing. You have your speakers on in Discord. I don't think. Looks like it's doing right. But so in over market, what I'm saying is, man, I completely forgot. I got distracted here. Yeah, it's just that it showed me to download Discord here, brother. But I've been doing Zoom lately just to better than people. But I don't know why it's not opening my Zoom. It's just a mess right now with this Zoom been acting up on my. Hey, but you can listen to the recording after. Once I post it, it's been recording. You're gonna be able to listen to that. Yeah. Okay. So overall, when it comes to me helping me, it helps me, to see the overall market direction because it helps you see what kind of tickers, or like I said, a drop happens, and you questioning yourself why the drop is happening. Sometimes you're gonna, people are not gonna be sure what SPI does or what it is, but it's kind of like market follows that SPI. If as you can see, if SPI has a bad day, AMD is gonna have a bad day, Amazon's gonna have a bad day, Neo, WKHA is gonna have a bad day, Tesla also gonna have a bad day. And as you can see, overall, whenever SPI it had a faster reverse, Apple was still sitting on oversold, no reverse yet, no reverse. AMD was almost reversing. AMC no reversing. So what I'm saying is most of the tickers would have even pushed the reverse right after
What?
SPI because they are followed by the overall SPI momentum. Sometimes, like I said, SPI will have a fall, market will have a fall. You will question yourself, why is it having a fall? And you will panic. Sometimes, you cannot panic based on a panic market. You just have to take it as a discount. And that's the reason I use SPI overall. So let's go back to where how find tickers that
I
we
don't
can
know.
be looking for multi-day runners, or this is something I wanted to go over high caps. Anyone who's new, please, keep this tick. I keep them in high caps, and this is my important ones because SPI, for the volatility overall the market. If I'm trading whatever I'm trading in pennies, I want to make sure I have the overall market condition in my in my eyes because I want to be ahead if there is something, if there's a reaction of drop or push, then I want to make sure why there a reason why. And sometimes you don't want to leave yourself in doubt so why it is because you'll never find out why it is. And
I like
like I said,
the
even momentum. Many new traders come in and they're based like, why is this ticker
yeah.
pushing if he has no news? Why did it pop if he has no news? The reason he pops is momentum is just the oversold, overbought. When he consolidates and he pops, or when he was oversold out of nowhere and it just a random pops. Some tickers, like I said, when those things happen, it does not mean that you have to catch every dollar or every movement that it happens. If an oversold happens and he pops, you're not going to be able to predict other than if you're back holding that ticker already or you're averaging that ticker already, and then he pops and your alert or your positions just shows that you're in profit or it's showing that you have minimized your loss. So that's how you'll know. But when it comes to catching the movement, it just pops out of nowhere from an oversold, and it's just a ticker that's dying off, slowly based on a daily or weekly time frame, then it's good not for you to, jump into the ticker because you can back hold a dying ticker overall. So what I'm saying is, not every single movement means jumping in, or not every single movement means, you have to kind of jump in. You have to know where it's coming from. So for example, when it comes to deciding what ticker is, I like messing with my screener. I like I have so many, but I like messing with it. So what I do is I have different ways of looking at things. I look in between the percentage is how much movements it has done in the previous day. So if I'm looking for 18% or a 6%, not even sometimes not even a 6%. Let me make one here for you guys. Here's how it starts off, and this is how our
This is what I
disc. I
want
mean,
to
I'm
learn.
sorry, our we will screener produce, and I mess with it. As you can see, view results 5,650 or United States region. We're gonna mess with it, and we're gonna put a price of 0 because I am a penny trader, and I like going into pennies, which is pennies does not means just pennies under $1. Okay, it also means $2, $3, $4, and $5. Those are considered penny tickers as well. So those, for anyone who didn't know that, and we're gonna put it at 5. Change percentage. This is where the tricky part of things is. Many people think that you're gonna have a screener that is just gonna give you this nice tickers. No, screeners is to help you pretty much find tickers that is not showing somewhere else, but your monthly you'll be able to once I post being recorded, and I'm gonna post it on YouTube right after this, brother, and then you'll be able to see it because I'm already ahead, and then yeah, I had trouble with my Discord, so I had to do Zoom. But okay, so what I'm saying is, mm, so what I'm saying is, whenever you're messing, what you're looking for is based on experience, right? Uh, oops. Okay, good thing I did not go back in this. Okay, I was clicking the wrong thing. It's based on experience. So what I'm saying here is, yeah, because it keeps, yeah, this my Disco is just kind of tripping. Yeah, you can do that. If you can do that, trader, please, that'd be so awesome of you. Okay, so what I'm saying is everything is based on experience of what you know. So not everything is going to be given to you in one of your screeners. So you're never going to have a special screener. It's going to be based on experience, how well you know the market, how well you can predict your predictions, and also how well you are aware of what you're looking for. So what I'm saying is I mess with my I have different kind of ways to breaking down my percentage of what I need to see. For example, you'll probably be curious of why I'm doing this, but I like doing the 30s and I like doing the one percentage or the 1.95. Why do I like doing that? Even though it's random, because these percentage are dojis. Dojis, oversold dojis also means um not much price action, but it can also mean a hold of support. For example, AUUU, if you go to daily, you can see that it only had a price movement of for that day. Let's go back. Let's see. Let me go click on the ticker here. This is an uptrend. So pretty much this is my interest that is showing an uptrend of 109 that he wants to push 109, right? And this is just the first one here. And as you can see here, 70% change. And that's what it did for the day. As I was mentioning earlier, it's based on what you're looking for, based on the percentage of what it did the previous day. So if I'm looking for something that did this pop right here, then I'll be looking for something into 6%, 25%. If I'm looking for a solid consolidation of dojis, as you can see here, 1.25, you got a 15, negative 15. So in between -1 to +1 or -1 to +2, if you want to hold us, if you want to look for supports. So what I'm saying is this is uptrends, right? It's uptrending. It has an interest. It's looking for 109. Let's see what can back it out. Daily can back you out that high, and it's look. If you can see, it's an uptrend. And what I mean by uptrend, you put your resistance. It's uptrending. It's holding higher lows as you can go. We're gonna see higher low, higher low, higher low, and it's just holding higher low, but the area of dojis. So what I'm saying is, and he has a higher high potential, which is what he ran before, and he's holding pretty much his gain after the drop. Weekly still bullish, but he's also saying that he's on heat.
If we're
And
gonna
it also means that if you're
if we're
going
gonna
to
meet
attack this
in
ticker as a swing, you'll need to consider that since it's on heat and he has intentions for 109, your profit take should be into the 108, 109, 111, not higher than that. If you're looking for something higher, it's fine. If you're looking at the ticker live, trading it live, and you just run to a little bit profit, you want to keep it 30%, 20%, and control that selling point, into an average selling. Just like we average dip, we average sell. Um, so what I'm saying is overall, your intentions here is the higher high.
yeah.
Because even though it has a position of 175, that's not what you're looking for based on the heat that's sitting. Your base of intentions here is the higher high. So if it's sitting on 98 and it's based on the position and how he's doing the wicks, bottom wicks, your entries should be at least in the 92s, 95, 93s if it's given to you,
Daddy,
or you can do the one
can you
dollar if
check
it runs one
last
dollar
week?
again into the
Hold
110,
on.
which
When
is
I'm
only
finished
10
doing what I'm
cents,
doing,
except that is one
just
ten
go to
cents
bed,
if you
and
want to take the trade. If
Come
not, then just
on.
leave it alone. It's not enough for you, then
It
move
might be
on with
too
the next ticker. That is
That's
pretty
too
much how you're
loud.
basing off
Just go in your room,
based on the
okay? And
screen
I'll
that
be
I
there in a little bit.
so we're gonna go to the next one. This is just second result. Just know that we had 58 results just based on the screen that I just gave you guys. So we're gonna go AHC. AC is sitting on an oversold area. So this is just daily. Let's go to weekly. Weekly is also sitting, but like I said, in the support, you can dip based on the reactions that he had before, but he's showing intentions for down. So he's messing too much with the support here. I'm not interested in this ticker. So now let's go back to anti. Anti, let's go see where is this anti is. Look, you see this anti. There's a lot of volatility in this anti ticker. Daily is bullish. Let's click and let's investigate one or what he wants to do or what his intention is here. As you can see, he has 159 many multiple tests, and another multiple test will be 138, sitting on 101. And based on weekly, it's down selling right now. Also means that is selling into oversold and these lower time frames. We go to daily. Daily's downtrending. It's no good. It's not good for you to dip that ticker yet, but it's also good for you to keep an eye on because this ticker, based on its action, it can end up bouncing in the area of 95, 90, create oversold and create a higher high push. So based on the 4 hours, 4 hours is also pushing. But like I said, daily's not on your favor, so it's not should be you shouldn't be attacking this ticker just yet, and you move on because it's not like I said, something that's not good to you, you just move on. This one's down. I was looking at this one, and this is one that I was thinking of alerting. I think I didn't, but based on the action, as you can see, entry oversold is showing dojis of cover. And a potential here is to at least run the gap. It's not much, but the gap will listen to $1. And that is based on just, where weekly is sitting. Since weekly zigzagging up and down, the downside is our dip, and the zigzag up correction will be to profit take. Same thing as daily. Daily should have a nice clear bounce correction into at least $1, and that should be your profit take. Let's go back to 4 hours. 4 hours, the same thing, downtrending, holding support, and based on the 4 hours, your risk is this higher low 88 hold because that's when momentum reset and that's what's being held on multiple times. Guess what happens whenever you keep depending on supports to hold? It just keeps downtrending. So you don't want to keep, based on the weekly, what I'm saying is weekly's downtrending. So if this 4 hours don't hold, you're not going to have a daily reaction yet, and you're not going to have a weekly reaction just yet. You're going to just be sitting on this forever. So overall, risk the support and let it go if it does not go your way. But overall, that's your plan here is a reaction in the 4 hours, daily oversold push, and to push you not too much because we're not looking for 114 either. We're just looking for the area of at least 96, 98 to one if he wants to do it pretty quick into this higher high. The higher high or the previous high, I'm sorry. The
Henny,
previous high is 99.
does it sound like
So,
the
you know,
dryer's
you
still
got
running?
support, you got higher high here.
Dryer's not running.
Previous high, and he just, keep making previous highs. Overall, based on the support hold, your previous high is 1. Your PT is that 1 into 1, 1, 1, 2, and so on. And that's how that's pretty much you can start basing plans. Then let's go to BBAR. This is another example. This is the last one that I'm gonna kind of show you guys. As you can see here, it's holding support. Let's build our trends here on this ticker. So you can see how building trends, putting support and resistance gives you a better picture of what you're looking for. Sometimes just looking at it like this is not going to really give you any type of view. As you can see, you build an uptrend, a downtrend resistance that's been multiple tested multiple times. Fix it up a little bit. Even if it crosses, that's fine. You want it to cross it, and you don't want it to just test it, right? Because not all the time you're going to predict the run up. You rather to have a trend that crosses so you can actually get filled instead of having a trend that it just tested and not potentially get filled. So we're gonna start off here, and we're gonna start off. We're gonna put one downtrend here, and the overall risk, new risk now is this 227. This hold here, let me see what was this hold here. This hold here was the 234, 227. New risk overall should be 220. So new risk is 220, right? And based on this extension here, look what happened on the 4 hours. It's a bit extended. And this is something for new traders. This is something that I found out that is going to help many of you. And I want you to, it's a new trick that is going to be hard to understand, but it's also going to help you jump into tickers that I have been alerted lately that have pushed the profit take or the profit push pretty quick. So how are you going to be able to tell that? And this is something that I want to go over as last. So what I'm saying is building trends, building uptrends does help you because overall, look, it's downtrend resistance, uptrend support. It's holding support. Your no risk, dipping area, it's at least under 240. Your potential here will be the run into 250, 260 if this daily wants to correct and run up and uptrend some more. Your overall risk is 220. Well, what is this? Don't mess with my computer. What the frick is this thing here? That's so weird. Look, it's disappearing again. Whoa, that's creepy. That was creepy. Oh wow. It was showing stuff out of it. It was random things showing up. Okay. So this is just one, right? If you're looking for supports, you're looking for resist. You're looking for dojis. You can see here. If you keep going down, you'll be able to find a lot. So overall, you can see, look, we got an oversold, nice buying potential here. That is showing the interest of that support. Just randomly clicking, you can see uptrend, nice tickers that I'm finding just based on this random find. As you can see, this one, nope, not my interest. Is downtrending potential. Let's go to Ness. Ness is a support downtrend. Downtrend Fetzel, not my take. And you just kind of keep going, right? Daily right here on this one. This one is support and it's reset. So this one is really good. We're gonna go over this ticker and I'm gonna show you guys how you're gonna be able to tell support and resistance. Sometimes I like having showing candles up to show me a better picture overall. I do like changing candles to this hiking Eshi because even if it's low volume, like this, you can have a little clearer picture with the candles. Now let's draw our trends. We draw an uptrend. You can see here, there's an uptrend here respected. Let's draw a downtrend resistance here. Even if it's, we got one, as you can see, one, right here. and then we're gonna do this one here. In case no, this one looks a little weird. If something doesn't make sense, everyone, do not write it down. If it doesn't make sense to you, it just doesn't make sense for you to have it there, right? You want something that's respected. The more it gets respected, the better it's for you because then it's trustable because respected. If it's not respected anymore, guess what? That becomes your weakness and that becomes your exit. So we're gonna put now here an uptrend here. Even if it's crosses, that's fine. So now your overall higher low is this one. One test, two tests, and then a held of higher low and so on, right? So your overall risk is 390. Oh, whoops. And now let's take this one out. This one's a little gone. We're gonna focus on what's happening now, right here in this area, because we don't want to focus on what respected out. So uptrend, higher low, and then we have a higher high. This is one, and this is two, but the higher high will be this higher high. Higher high will mean previous higher high, right? If it makes a high and it makes a new higher high, that's the new higher high. It won't be this one a higher high. It would just be this one. But even after, it makes a new higher high, just keep making higher highs into a higher level. So overall PT will be this pretty much. And you can run up some profit if you want some up. So overall risk, if you want to attack this ticker, would be an entry point since this, it's overselling. Let's see where weekly is at. Weekly sitting and oversold. So there could be a good action that it could push up again. Let's change our candles to see where candles are sitting. It is selling in some selling. And by the looks of it, downtrending. So as you can see, this came to plan. I did my little interest. I don't like the weekly. Daily still downtrending. And let's see 4 hours is that. Yep, look at 4 hours. 4 hours sitting on gap. It's low volume, but you can fix that by just correcting your candles. And it's low volume, 4 hours downtrending, and not my take. Now, this is just one, right? You'll be able looking through all of this, you're gonna find what you're looking for sometimes, and you add it into your watch list or your interest that want you to trade that ticker. This is just one way. Let's go back to a different way. Same thing, same scenario. Let's go back into some volume pushes. We're gonna change our positions here, and we're gonna put here 6, and then we're gonna put let's put 100, just because in case he has good volumes. Look, 64 results. You click on just what is this? No dividings. No dividings. Okay, we go up. You can change the price based on your price interest here, or you can change the base on the percentage. So if it goes from higher to low, let's go back. Let's go to 6 right here. Let's start from the low. New row. Let's see where it's sitting at. Let's change the candles. Yes, sir, ma'am. Josie, I will. Let's change the candles to see where it's at. Okay, now this is a good long-term position here. Let's build here our downtrends and our interest of trading. Meaning that what would be your plan if you're looking at this ticker coming up? And the reason I did 6 to 100% is you want to catch movements of pushes like this. If this is a volume of interest, there's can be a continuation based where momentum is sitting. So what I'm saying is there's volume search right now. It's on reset. It has potential to push some more. We're gonna see a weekly. Weekly is downtrending, then there's a good chance daily can fail and keep downtrending. Boom. Weekly is kind of, it's doing a little messy up and downs, but it's overall it's showing that it can pull back. It pushes and pullbacks. So overall, it's not at the best position, to dip. Let's see 4 hours. 4 hours is already pushing, so it's already showing that you're late into the move, and not much interest, and it just changes up like that, right? Let's go. Let's see one that can end up changing your interest into what you really like. If you're really liking it, then nope, it's still downtrending. I like looking when I say if I'm intrading, I want to make sure. Okay, there goes one. DMAC. Why this one's my interest? Okay, let me click this one again. This is why it's in my favor and why this ticker interests me now. Okay. We're gonna put our supports. Boom. You don't have to be precise. You can put two little, a little wall of support just for you to be sure that it needs to hold the area of that support, not the specific support, but the area of the support. We got our support, and we got our resistance of intentions of a higher high, which is 5, sitting in 439 now. And based on the reset and based on the FETSO momentum, what it's showing us is it's resetting with potential of K close to D. And I want you to everyone to listen to this. This is like the trick part that I actually went off. Whenever you're looking at momentum or whenever you're looking to trade something, I want you to make sure that the momentum is not too far off the D, meaning that to me, my BWAP is the D, which is the blue line. Blue line does not move as with the volatility that the K has. K follows the price action. D also follows the price action, but it's like almost like you're using like a BWAP or EMA, and K uses that line for support and it uses it for resistance. He also uses it for change of direction, and when it's in the upside and when it's in the downside. So what I'm saying is overall, to me, the D, it's like a supporting resistance, like a BWAP to me. And I consider also the price action of respect to supporting resistance, which is K, the orange line. So after the switch on line of interest of D switches up, you want to make sure that extension is not too far off, because if it is too far off, you'll end up catching a down potential test. And that downside potential test will mean price action going down. So whenever you have whenever they're close together, if you're looking, for example, at a ticker at a market open, and you see it pushing, it's pushing based on our trading. It's trading constantly at the right market open. There's a lot of trading going on in the first minute. It's not like trading here and then there and then here. It's just, what I'm saying is it's constantly being traded. So there's interest, there's volume. You look at your momentum is going to show you how far off are each other. So what I'm saying is, if it's showing you room like this, where it has potential, oh my God, I got caught in my own. So it's showing potential to go up, and then always make sure that K is not too far off D. The further the K is off the D, the higher chance is for you to catch a fake or a pullback. So meaning is the closer, listen please, the closer the K is to the D and they're pushing upwards, the better is for you to dip the potential of a stretch, because if K stretches up, price will follow that stretch, price will push it. So what I'm saying is, if it's not too far off, that means that you're catching a nice potential stretch. And I'm gonna show you an example of what I mean by that. We're gonna show you 4 hours here. When I alerted when I alerted this ticker on Friday, the reason I alerted this ticker was because it was 4 hours bullish. And as you can see here, we're not gonna even look at the price action here. I was looking at this close range of K and D, and it was showing potential to kind of push up again. And if you noticed, I alerted this that I was averaging a position under 6, and then I even told a member that I was going under 6 to potentially run the higher high of 731. This is my interest of this run. Was the run that it fell, but it had a high before and it's pushing now. So my interest here is 731 and the bullish of the 4 hours. But whenever I alerted, this was where the price action was at. Whenever it pushed up, that is what happened now. And it's the proof here how where it closed, right? It closed after hours, but it closed so high. But look at the stretch. This is what you're looking for. So when I'm gonna show you another one, was another one that was it was NTCY, and this was another one that ran as profit on Friday. Whenever it was pushing up, it was right here at 222. The FETSO momentum was so close to each other. It was like right here, close to each other. So whenever I alerted because if you look at it, daily was on reset, but it was also doing zigzags. And it was also giving me the idea that I don't want to overstay in this ticker, because if he's doing zigzags, up and down, and as I mentioned before, K follows price action. And if it's up and down, what does that mean? It means that the price action is pushing, pulling, pushing, pulling. And it also means that you shouldn't be over, staying today. If it's pushing today, you shouldn't be overstaying today because he has a chance to pull back. So now let's go to 4 hours. 4 hours is super messy. Overall, my intention was that he had a multiple test of 245. I am not looking to be precise of attacking it and getting out at 245. I want to make sure that I'm getting out at least in the 239, 240. I want to make sure, because it's been, like I said, you want to make sure that your trend or your supported resistance, especially resistance, if you're looking for a higher high, you want to make sure that the resistance gets crossed, tested, and if it's crossed, the best is better because you get filled, right? If it's tested, you probably won't get filled. So whenever I noticed that it was doing 245 and it was pulling up at the 245, I was looking at that it was running 238, 240, and then it was pulling back. So my interest was in the 238 area to start locking from the entry of 222 when it was alerted that it was a dip and ride into the 240. Took around the 240, and guess what happened? Look, it pulled back just like I mentioned, I'm taking my profit, I'm getting out. I didn't even say I'm averaging out. I just said I'm getting fully out. And that's what I did. 240 was my exit, and I exited then. So when it comes to this potential here of an intraday long-term position, based on the candles, as you can see, it's a lot of hold, doji candles. So overall, this potential here, and based on the oversaw of weekly, it has the potential to run a higher high into five. Random, it'll be random, but at the same time, it won't be random to you in catching dips. As you can see, it has multiple tests of 2-4. I mean, from 230, yep, from 230 all the way to 4. So I'm saying is you'll have if you have a 290 or 4 or 410, 450, blah blah 415, there's a good chance for you to start dipping, averaging in, and probably the next day it runs you back up to profit of 280, 270. You lock and repeat. Or if it runs you that 5 right then on pre-market, you lock your profit. You got your higher high, and don't attack it for now until it pulls back heavily. So what I'm saying is based on the order now, what's happening. And if you look at it, it's holding pretty strong. Look what daily is sitting at. Daily is sitting at an oversold as well. That is also a key that daily is showing potential to push higher. As I was showing, weekly was showing potential to push higher. You got an overall support here to hold. And this was all based on just on the screener that I found, you guys. Is what I'm saying. Not one single screener is going to give you the results that you're looking for. Everything's going to be based on what you're looking for, how you're seeing it, and it's all an experience of what you're learning. If you learn and you trade and you look for and you inform yourself and all that kind of things, you're going to start getting better at guessing, not at guessing, but at predicting what you're looking for or what you're seeing. If I didn't like something, you move on. If you like something, you stay. You look into it. You see what you're looking for, and you start making a plan. And overall, it comes to making a plan, but an overall plan comes that is not on your side, and you're not gonna just attack that ticker. But I'm liking this support holder here because it also has a downtrend break. As you can see, it has a downtrend break. That is potentially showing that it's not downtrend anymore. So if you drive multiple downtrends test here, we even do this one. No, this one's, it's kind of sometimes when something doesn't make sense, like I mentioned it, don't draw it like this. This one makes sense because it's one, two, and you have a third one respect. This one has a full respect. So far you got two. And now, as you can see, this one is making sense because that's where it's at. It breaks this downtrend again, and guess what that means? It means uptrend potential into a higher high of $5. So overall, this ticker is in a zone of dipping areas and is the potential to to run a higher high. So I will be looking into Monday to see if if he wants to run at least if he wants to run 440, then I'll start dipping slowly and see if it gives me like if what I mean slowly is what he's doing for the day. What if it just runs up pre-market and then it flushes at the midday? Then that midday flush is going to be my potential dip for start dipping slowly into the next day probably run. But what if tomorrow it starts running BWAP, like it starts making higher lows, starts running higher highs, and you have a nice solid daily candle that is pushing up the 5. Now then it comes to a plan that you won't want to start attacking the ticker based on a 1 minute reset, 5 minutes reset, because it's pushing this higher high on Monday. But if it doesn't push or just a market open just pushes 460, and then in between that it comes back and dips 430 and so on by midday, then I want to start looking into dips into the into that reset, showing that the potential that it wants to run a higher high in reverse. So let's go see. Weeklies, like I said, is bullish, it's reset. And you got monthly, but monthly has so much volatility moved around, so you don't really want to depend on that. And you have the 4 hours pushing price. But because 4 hours is pushing price now, this is what I mean. It is showing to keep pushing market open and probably flush back down into 420. Let's see what 30 minutes is at. 30 minutes here. 30 minutes is on perfect. You see this? 30 minutes is on heat. It's showing to the Monday is going to pull back or is going to push market open into at least 556 and pull back into the 530 area. So I'm gonna keep eyes on this 30 minutes reset. The reason is I'm gonna keep eyes on this 30 minutes reset is because it's showing me a daily, weekly reset potential to push some more. So if I'm catching a 30 minutes reset, that 30 minutes reset is a good chance that it's gonna give you a reaction to push a up position when it resets fully again, right? So as you can see here, daily 4 hours is also pushing. Let's go back to 1 hour. Also is also a heat. So obviously, like I said, it's not at an interest of buying. And like I was mentioning earlier as well, your potential dips, it's based on 30 minutes reset and so on. And as I was mentioning on the downtrend here, you have multiple tests of 410, 490. So and based on what is 1 hour heat, 30 minutes heat. I'm sure 50 minutes on heat, 4 hours is on heat. I mean, it's running heat. So what I'm saying is you're not at a dip in potential just yet, and you're at a potential dip coming up to you, so you can potentially run a higher high again into this five. Now there comes the acceptance of reality. If you run five and you're not in because you just ran five tomorrow Monday, you're done with it. You right? It just not on your. I mean, just avoid it. Just let it be done. If you want to, attack it again, probably you can attack it. But after market opens, what he's doing after market open, holding price. If he wants to have intention, if he wants to run a high, so on and so on, you have to kind of divide, over what your plan is. So it's not, one. When it comes to the market, is this not one plan solving everything? It's not one plan, you know. Pretty much, let's just say it's going to give you the profitability of having consistent in profit. It's how you breaking down the market, because the market is so random. But those random things are the ones what you're looking for. Those random patterns is what you need to focus in learning. Because what I mean by patterns is that it has multiple patterns what the market is doing, but it's the same patterns. And what I'm saying is it's not just one pattern, it's multiple patterns, but at the same time it's a consistent pattern that you have to learn. So when people think that it's just one pattern and boom you got it, no, it's a lot of patterns. And when you think that it's just one, it's why many new patterns come in and boom it confuses you into a different plan and different idea. So what I'm saying is the market reacts differently many ways, many days, how momentum is and how movement is. So when you come into prediction, you have to break down what kind of trade it is, or how you're breaking it down, how you're looking at it, or if you're avoiding because you want your profit or anything like that. So overall, always have a plan. Break down your trade. When what I mean break down your trade is break down your chart. See, what I'm saying is if you're just looking at it, but just the candles and what you have there, you're gonna have a hard time understanding what's happening. But if you start breaking your down, your downtrends, your supports, your resistance, your uptrends, and all that, and you start looking at your momentums, and you start looking at the interest of higher highs and anything like that, then you make up a plan. Because always remember, this is your money. You have to take your money serious. If you put in something and you're like, I'm just gonna hope and see if it runs, and you're not keeping track on it, you're gonna have a hard time being profitable. Because sometimes profit is gonna be running so fast. Even when I'm alerted about the profit run runs, and when the time you come back and be like, oh man, the profit, it's gone, and then you miss it. And you have to sometimes wait for it to happen. And the problem is, what becomes the problem? It cannot happen again, and probably flushes harder. So you missed, an overall nice profit taking. You sometimes you think that it's your fault or anything like that, when in reality you got a good trade. It's just that the problem was that you weren't there to take the profit. So and just what I mean is, like I said, the market reacts a lot differently. You got candles that when it's a daily candle here, that means that the price just pushed quickly back down. When you have a solid green candles, that means that it had a full day run And at the end of the day, he closed strong. But what happened the next day? He flushed. So I'm gonna put an example here. What I mean by that, I'm gonna go to daily, and I'm gonna mean what I mean that you have a solid candle and you have a doji candle. If you have a solid candle like this on the daily, that means that ticker ran for the day, or it had a random pop at the end of the day, or even especially at the end of the day, because this thing doesn't print after hours. So we're gonna put a white line here, and we're gonna put a white line on this one, and we're also gonna put on a white line on this one. 3 days that specifically ran full bullish days, right? There goes one. Ran a bullish day for the day. You can see here, it started from here and it just ran, right? There goes the next one. This one's a solid runner. It was low volume, but it was a solid run. As you can see, he was just building up. Look, he just run up the whole day. And where it closed up, 460. It continued to flush the next day. That's the third one. As you can see here, remember I was mentioning either it's a random pop of an end of day or a run of day. And the third one, let's go back to the third one that I was kind of messed up here. He is. Yep, let's go to the third one. The third one was what? PM pop, boom. And then, low volume. It just kind of like, it's hard for you to exit. But overall, you exit as well looking at, higher time frames. Because sometimes even like I said, weekly, based on this, it's doing repeatable pattern price action. So it's giving you an idea that you have an exit, you have an entry. If you want to scalp it in and out, but you also have a plan, an overall plan, long-term plan, that is a higher of 5 and a hold of 4 or whatever hold is holding here. So the hold is holding as your plan and a higher high is your plan. So if it runs a higher high, you missed it. If it stays under here in this area, and especially if it dips here, it's a good chance to start dipping. And especially if it starts pushing, 460, you can start dipping. So if you dip, for example, if you dip 450, right, but you can average no more, then you still overall plan here is to risk whatever held, which is 370, which is 370. That's your risk, 370. If you dip 460, but if you're not rushing into it and you have a plan to start dipping in slowly, then you can start dipping in a nice average and probably have a 4 with the 370 risk and a higher push of $5. And that's how you can kind of start breaking down plans and based on just price actions. And I wanted to go over more things, but as based on reasons enough, and this is quite a lot. We actually had an hour now, so we're gonna cut it up here. And just know that I'm gonna be having voice chat every Sunday from now on. So every Sunday at 6 p.m. that's gonna be our voice chat. If anything happens or if I can, I'm gonna let you guys know, and I will be having it next day. But overall, I like having it on Sunday, so I can potentially give you guys, swing ideas or not even swing ideas, but overall market condition. So for now, if you have any questions, please type it down so I can help you guys. I have other screeners in mind, but like I said, it was going to be a short video. And this is just I wanted to show you how whenever you're looking for something, it's not just looking for something based on just one thing. It's looking for it, you're breaking it down what you're looking, but overall, please, listen to this. This is all based on experience. If you know what you know and you inform yourself, your mind, your knowledge is going to help you choose quick what you're looking for, what you want to trade, what you don't want to trade, anything like that. So if you like I was mentioning, one of the members, if you quit, let's say for 4 months, and you come back 4 months later, I can bet you're gonna forget everything because the market, like I said, is so random and it has so many patterns that if you're not focused like I was also mentioning, you got careers that it takes specifically years to learn, right? Doctors, you got years. Mechanics, you got months. To be a nurse, you got months and years. And you got some other ones that takes years, months, weeks, and so on. To be a forklift, probably 1 week to become a forklift driver. Just as an example, what I'm saying is there are things here that takes a lot of dedication, a lot of time to learn how to do things. So when it comes to the market takes years to learn it. And it takes a lot, not just, 1 year here, you take a 5 months break. If you take a 5 months break, you're setting back yourself up to the beginning because you'll come back, you'll catch it quicker, yes, but you'll still catch up what you already had informed yourself in. You're trying to relearn everything that you already knew. So the reason I'm always, like answering questions, or just talking and typing down and typing down and going over things and all that is because it also helps me to get better myself, to never really like forget, because I forget things sometimes, I'm a forgettable person. So when it comes to me not forgetting, it helps me to kind of keep going over things, right? Keep going over things. And I mean, as you can see, I've shown you that I'm here almost every day in the market. I'm not almost, I'm here every day in the market. I'm never giving up. I'm never gonna be like, hey, I'm taking a break because yeah, today, or hey, I didn't feel like the market, yeah, or today, me, like, yeah, I'm not gonna trade today. I'm just gonna take a break. I'm always putting myself to learn, and like even if it's something random, I'm always there learning, and I'm learning from you guys as well, because there's so many of you that know things I don't even know, and I'm learning from you guys, and then that's awesome because it's showing how we're learning from each other. But I am here to teach you what I know. So and overall, it's all based on how much work you want to put into it. So like I said, if you want to give yourself breaks here and there, it's fine, but just don't give your breaks too long, because it won't benefit you to keep all this in mind, right? And then when it comes, you have to really stick to really want to learn it. Even if it's you can't be here all day, it's fine. But this is the reason we typed everything down into the Discord, because I know not everyone can show up at the right time, or not everyone can show up at the same time. Because if I do voice chat, think about it. If I do voice chat and I'm talking about, and I'm explaining this guy this thing, and then another one pops up 1 hour later, and then we have another one popping up 2 hours later, and then we have another one in 30 minutes, every single person that comes in is going to be lost of what's happening. So overall, if they are willing to put the effort to go back and reread what's happening, it's there for you guys. Everything is there. What's happening through the day, what we went over, what we traded, how our day went. And if you're looking at it, we lock in profits every day. We're giving you content for you guys to learn what happened, what a ticker did at the market open, what was focused in the pre-market, and how it acted through market opens. And if you look at it, I'll give you screenshots of before and after. I give you screenshots of higher time frames and even after, and I'm doing that so you guys can learn from it. You guys can have screenshots of what happened before. But if I'm just entering here this and this and that, boom, and just words, you never had visual. You never had a visual to see what I was seeing. And sometimes I won't be as quick to push you. Like, I don't want to spam you with like 7 screenshots or of anything, but that's just kind of your kind of effort to start looking into the ticker. So if I learn something and I'm posting screenshots, and it's it can be quick, you can get down and investigate it a little bit more and wait on it. If it runs profit, just let it go. Just avoid it, let it run profit. But if you know that you can always ask me if I run, hey, you still in this ticker? Yes, I'm still in. Hey, did you took a profit in the run? Yeah, I took profit in the run. Okay, I'm letting it go, kind of thing. I'm always there. And if you notice, I'm recently, for the past days, I know for the past month or so, weeks, I've been off a little bit because my kids to the school and everything. So I was off answering questions. I was taking a few, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, and sometimes even taking 10 minutes or so to answer it. But I fixed that up, and then now I'm able to answer you guys questions in the next minute, 2 minutes, sometimes in the next 5 minutes. So I'm pretty quicker to respond to any of your questions. So if you have any questions regarding what I alerted or what you're even seeing, sometimes you have something in mind, and I can bet you if you something in mind and you bring it up and that ticker is like, oh my god, that ticker looks great, I'm gonna be trading that ticker with you. I'm gonna trade it with you, because and you both me can walk down that that guidance of having as a team to trade that ticker. So if you have any ticker in mind, bring it up. Don't hesitate. It Because we're all like, it helps us all have different eyes, different views, and it helps us, not just us but the team as well. Because if you bring a ticker up and then that thing looks real good, I'm alerted for everyone else, and then we can have potentially profit together. And then whenever sometimes you have to understand that it's hard for me to kind of keep everything going. So I will be kind of I will having my, let's just say, I will have my glitches where I'm gonna mess up here and there, because you're gonna probably tell me a ticker, you're gonna show me a ticker, hey, you think this is good, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, it looks real great, and I'm gonna give you this screenshots and everything. But at the end of the day, it's not gonna go that way, right? Because sometimes I'm not keeping track on it. But if you are trading that, I'm gonna give you a plan. I'm gonna help you with the plan. if you're interested, hearing my plan from that ticker that you're interested in. But other than that, anything that I learned, always, you can always ask me, or anything that you're interested, you can always ask me. Anything you want to learn, you can always ask me. I'm here to help. So with any questions you guys might have. But today that will be the lesson of today. So and I guess I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow. Just this based on the swing, what's happening on the market condition. And since it was recorded, I will be posting it later today. I guess I missed the record the beginning of the part, so that's something that some people are gonna miss. But the rest, is gonna be posted. So that's the only issue for now. But anyway, I guess everyone has a great day, and then I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace, everyone. Doo-doo-doo.